Can you take us through the rationale for the introduction of these special economic zones?
Three things, Jose. The special economic zones are established to achieve, number one, strengthening the industrial base in South Africa. Number two, to increase the export of value-added products to other parts of the world, therefore strengthening the terms of trade. And thirdly, to attract domestic and foreign investment that will lead to the creation of jobs in the country.
What will set the special economic zones apart from other economic zones that we have in existence already?
Those investments that qualify in terms of the set criteria will enjoy, for instance, 15% corporate tax rate. You talk about employment incentive in the special economic zones. You talk about 12I tax allowance, particularly for big investments. You talk about the duty-free and VAT exemption benefits, particularly for those who will be manufacturing for exports.
With the special economic zones, are we hoping to target largely foreign companies, or are we also looking at strengthening some of our domestic players?
We take special economic zones as a way of developing our domestic enterprises or encouraging them to grow. At the same time, we would like to use special economic zones to attract foreign direct investment to the country. And by so doing, we are intentional as a government to leverage that space for our local enterprises.
Is there penalties or is there incentives to use local suppliers?
We have the legislation that supports us. We have preferential procurement policies in place. We have the Special Economic Zones Act, and we'll make use of those legislative provisions to sort of create that space for this creation of the value chains.
When we look at domestic companies that would be looking to expand, is the DTI providing any other form of assistance in terms of capital that's required for such expansion?
That is actually something that we are looking at, because we are working with our partners, development finance institutions, to make sure that there's access to finance in that regard. But at the same time, we are also creating support measures such as incentives to make to lower the cost of doing business in the special economic zones. So all those combined we hope they will assist in terms of creating an access for our local enterprises to the zones.
How will these special export zones continue to promote that trade between South Africa and the rest of the continent?
We believe that the zones can be used to create the value chains across the continent. For instance, we would think about manufacturing, that we can manufacture and then export to the continent, or we can receive some goods that need further beneficiation from the continent and then distribute.
Are there any specific sectors within manufacturing that you're looking to target?
It's a wide range of sectors. Agro-processing, because we view agro-processing as actually an industry that has a huge potential in terms of job creation. We are looking at mineral beneficiation, because South Africa is well endowed with mineral resources, and if we can beneficiate, we can be able to create a lot of value chains and jobs, and we'll be able actually to export value-added mineral products instead of exporting our minerals in the raw form. So, which is what the government aims to achieve right now.
One of, I guess, the negative outcomes that has been speculated about special economic zones is that within the regions where you are creating special economic zones, there is already some kind of industry and manufacturing or commercial activity that's happening. How will the introduction of special economic zones affect the viability of those existing enterprises there?
We are looking at that issue of making sure that we don't disadvantage our local enterprises by developing the special economic zones, but we want to make sure that the benefits are actually spread across.
If we take an example, you've got, so let's say a international manufacturing company sets up in one of the zones, and they will have access to preferential tax rates. Let's use the 15%. Will that also apply to the existing competitor that's been in the zone prior to it being declared a special economic zone?
Designation of a zone as a 15% corporate tax, that is jurisdiction of the Minister of Finance. But if that is the case, then it means those enterprises that are in the zone, whether they've been there before or it's a new enterprise that is in that particular zone, they will benefit in terms of the criteria that will be set for qualifying for that 15% corporate tax. So it will be a matter of criteria. So whoever qualifies in terms of that criteria will qualify.
Ngqaka, thank you so much for your time. It's certainly been a pleasure chatting to you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Khosi.